Welcome to the Boeing Center for Supply Chain Innovation at the All-in Business School at Washington University in St. Louis. We're a supply chain management research center with three focal areas of expertise: operational excellence, risk management, and supply chain management, with particular emphasis also on aspects of supply chain finance. The research center has three main activities: creating new knowledge through original research, disseminating the knowledge in the classroom through cases and teaching, and through training sessions with companies, and finally transforming businesses through mini consulting projects where our new knowledge infuses best practices in the corporate members that work with our center. I would like to tell you about a new event in our center, the Project of the Year Symposium. The most important activity of our center with our member companies are the mini consulting projects. Working with our board members representing the company, we define a problem of immediate interest to the company, and then we form a consulting team that consists of a team of students and the faculty supervisor, as well as the corresponding team on the part of the company, that they are going to work together to address the problem as a mini consulting project over a period of 3 to 4 months. We wanted to have an opportunity to celebrate the excellence of our projects and the three major factors that made their success: the students and their talent, the faculty and their expertise, and our companies, and especially our board members that are fully engaged with us. And the Project of the Year Symposium is the culmination of all those factors coming together and showcasing the impact of our center. This year's Project of the Year Symposium celebrated 5 of our most successful projects. The companies involved in these projects were Boeing, Emerson, Belden, Monsanto, and AB InBev. The projects were judged by a committee of board members that were fully engaged in many of the projects, and the 3 dimensions of performance evaluation were, first of all, the analysis and the toolkit and the effectiveness of its application to the problem, the business impact the solutions generated for the company in the short-term and immediate future, and finally the ability to effectively communicate through presentation and report the results of the project. The overall excellence in presentation was awarded to the Monsanto team that was particularly effective in communicating both their thinking, their results, and the impact they had on the business. The project that had the highest impact in this particular year, it was the Belden project, with an estimated impact of around $500,000 based on rough cut estimates of the team. And finally, the project that scored the best was the Project of the Year, and in this particular year it was Emerson.
The focus of the project was to look at the inventory that we have at our Richmond Hill warehouse for our Pro Team line. And we've had some service level issues in the past where we haven't had the right mix of product or the right quantity of products that we need to properly service our customers. So we wanted the students to do a deep dive analysis and figure out what products should we be keeping in this warehouse and in what quantities, so that we can maintain those high service levels. And it's really important to us, just from a customer service standpoint, that we keep those service levels high, because if we're stocked out and we can't service the customer, chances are that particular customer is going to go somewhere else. So really how the students approached it is that they started off by just getting a lot of raw data, and if there's anything that we have enough of, it's the data. So we were able to give them all of the order history that we have from the past 12 months. We were able to give them all the inventory data for the products that we had on hand. So they were really able to do a good in-depth analysis, looking at the orders that we received against the inventory that we had on hand at the time, and they were able to understand then why we were or weren't able to service that customer based on that particular order. From there, they were able to develop a model based on each individual SKU, saying that based on the order history and the volatility, what amount of inventory should we have on hand for each product in order to properly service a customer for given each specific product. So it was really helpful to have that model, because then that's something that we could apply to any product that we have in the warehouse, and it was very easy for us to adapt that model and then customize it for what we want.
So as a faculty advisor, of course, part of my role is to think about what will be the educational content of the project. And this project was extremely rich because, first of all, it was about product mix. It was also about detailed inventory management models, but also it allowed the students to see how this plays out in the real world. So we had the fortune of having Eric and Brett connect us with the salespeople up in Canada for Pro Team. And the students actually could hear the actual reasons why the salespeople actually need inventory, need high service levels. So in the classroom is all, just given, here's your service level, but you never really understand why. And here the trade-offs were a lot more apparent. I think the students found that to be a great supplement to what they usually learn about in the classroom.
I see two very, very favorable impacts. The first is that our service levels should go up. This will help us get the right mix of product in that warehouse, which in the past it's always kind of just been a guess. We've always looked at what we think that we need and we'll play around with it, but it was never as analytical as it needed to be. So service levels should definitely improve. On the flip side of that, which will be great for us, is that our inventory levels should go down as well, because we're not only going to optimize the mix, but we should be able to take certain SKUs out of the warehouse and move those to more of just a make to order as opposed to make to stock. So by doing that, we'll increase certain lead times on those. We'll set customer expectations for those items, but then we'll be able to have better service on the items that we're keeping in inventory in that warehouse through optimized inventory levels. As a supply chain professional, it's easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day of what you're doing, and you often kind of lose sight of what may be obvious or easy or the right thing to do. And to me, that's what's really helpful by bringing these students in, is that they bring a fresh perspective. Not only that, they bring a very well-educated, fresh perspective. We don't necessarily have the resources to go out and dedicate to a specific project. So it's great to have those talented resources available to us so that we can go out and take advantage of them and really be able to add value. Now, another really positive fact about working with the Boeing Center is we do get really good exposure to the talent that's available within this group. We had a lot of really bright students that came in with some great ideas, and it's really helpful to get exposure to these students before any interviewing process or anything like that. We really get to know them much better as well. So it gives us a lot better of idea of who may be a good fit for our organization down the road.
So the entire experience, front to back, was an incredible experience. We got to work with amazing leaders at the Boeing Center, a client who was terrific and met us every step of the way with the resources that we need to help them, and anything we could possibly ask for. It was an amazing experience working with such a great team of people. To be able to help out a St. Louis company has been fantastic, and I really appreciate the opportunity that the Boeing Center has provided for all of us to work together to have that impact.
Most of us came here without any work experience. I think having those experience working with the local, big companies and working on specific practical business problem enabled us to, apply what we learned in class into solving a real business problem. And one of the things I feel really, great about this project is every time when people see my resume, they're gonna ask me, I think this is a great experience. What did you do there? And by showing them the real number, the real change that we made, I think it helped me a lot.
It's good to apply what I learned in the lectures into real work practice and to sharpen my professional skills.
This practicum focuses on operation and supply chain platform, so it provides relevant experience for the student with this platform. it is really awesome. It could help you to be prepared for your internship, for your full-time jobs.
I have done projects, but they have all been technology related. But learning operations and supply chain in class here at Olin, and then implementing those learnings to their real problem has been a good learning experience and adds a feather to my cap. It's a good experience, and I really enjoyed working with the team, and I think we did a good job.
The academic year 2016-17 was of particular significance for our center. Supply chain innovation has been around at the Olin Business School for 20 years now with tremendous success. The level of activity of the center was at its peak, with 15 mini consulting projects of high impact and relevance to the companies that were conducted through the mini consulting teams. Project of the Year Symposium celebrates the successes in the top 5 of our projects. It was an amazing event that brought together the 3 audiences that are the main factors behind our success: our faculty, our students, our companies, and especially the board members that are fully engaged with the center. We are looking forward to the next 10 years of the center, where we are going to move to the next level of activity and success. Thank you for your support.